and welcome to Just Event Online News at 9. I am Hanifat Ismail. The news headlines. Tinubu seeks stronger democracy, urge media to hold officials accountable. Federal government begins free C-sections to combat maternal mortality. NASDAQ power sector reforms seek end to grid collapses. Jimbaoja community appeals to Governor Abdulrazak against impostor King. Minister says economic reforms now in results delivery stage. Reps demand data on citizens displaced by natural disaster. Nigerians use 336 gigabytes per second, NCC says. Lagos invites bidders to build power plants. Now the news in details. President Bola Tinubu has called on media to hold both elected and appointed government officials accountable in a way that will strengthen Nigeria's democracy. He made the call at the 20th edition of the All Nigerian Editors Conference in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State. President Tinubu was represented at the conference by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, said the roles of the media and government were intertwined and the work must be done in a spirit of mutual respect and collaboration. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Pate, has announced free cesarean sections for Nigerian women. Pate announced this at the ongoing 3-day Nigerian Health Sector-wide Joint Annual Review in Abuja, where he launched the Maternal Mortality Reduction Innovation Initiative. The initiative is an ambitious commitment to reducing maternal and newborn mortality across Nigeria. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has pledged support of the National Assembly for the ongoing reform of the Nigerian power sector and called for collaboration among all stakeholders to improve the reliability of the national power grid. Abbas, who stated this at the opening ceremony of the International Power Engineering Exhibition and Conference in Abuja, called for the integration of the renewable energy into the country's energy mix to improve efficiency and sufficiency. The Jimbaoja Descendants Congress has called on Kwara State Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak to review the recent installation of their town's new king, claiming the appointee does not represent the true interest of the community.
We're here this morning purposely to appeal to our governor and put the facts before him, because we know truth needs no validation. When you speak the truth, you stand for the truth, you act the truth. And we know our governor for doing that. So because truth needs no validation, we're appealing to our governor to please rectify the appointment of king for Jimbaja community, because the facts about the currently announced Oba, which is a person of Adebayo Ismaila, to the community, he is an impostor. I repeat, to the community, he is an impostor. And he has no right to be our king, not to talk of being appointed by a sitting government that is very credible for standing for the truth. Because of these three reasons. Number one, after the demise of our king, Pajimo Akoni Oyewale, the Afobaja in council commenced a process of succession to appoint a new king.
The appeal was made during a press conference held in Ilorin, the state capital, while community leaders voiced their concerns and protests against his installation. The conference, delivered by Alhaji Olarawaju Bakari, emphasized the role of traditional kingmakers in the selection process, added that the candidates lack necessary legitimacy and support. Bakari explained that both the Ifelodun local government and the traditional council had already recommended a candidate to the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy Affairs and Community Development.
In that process, the Afobaja in council stood with the tradition of the two ruling houses that exist since our days of baleship. Because we used to have ballet in our community until recently that we were upgraded to the status of Oba. And after that upgrading, Jimo Akoni, our past Oba, appointed more chiefs in council for the running of the community. Among these chiefs and elders, 4 were specifically distinguished to be appointed as Afobaje in council. And the 4 are Alhaj Wahab Hassan, Mr. Mamonu Alade, the Ajikobi of Jimba, Mr. Ganiu Imam as the Akirogun of Jimba, and Alhaj Abdurrahman Adigun as the Elemosho of Jimba. These 4 people were constituted into the Afobaje in council. And when they commenced the process of succession, they asked for nomination from the 2 ruling houses. The number 1 ruling house is Bale ruling house. The number 2 is Akakparu ruling house. The 2 houses nominated their candidates. Particularly, Bale House nominated 3 persons, while Akakparu compound nominated just 1 person. Of course, the process was thrown open when we discovered that this particular impostor called Adebayo Ismail went ahead to make noise and create oohs and cries that he has been shifted aside. We said, okay, fine. Let us allow independent candidates to participate in the process. So Adebayo Ismail was given the opportunity to be an independent candidate in the selection process. And it was written with a letter by the Afobajes, the secretariat of the Afobaje, to come and participate in the process. And why was that? Naturally, the past king, the last king came from Bale ruling house, of which Ismail is supposed to be part of. But Bale ruling house refused bluntly to put Adebayo Ismail on their selection list, on nomination list. The process was thwarted by the current commissioner, Abdullahi, who did not allow the resolution passed by Ifelu local government and the Ifelu Obas Council to get to the governor. But rather, he chose to go with the self-help arrangement of Mr. Adebayo Ismail. And on that, Mr. Commissioner and his co-travelers, I repeat, Mr. Commissioner and his co-travelers went ahead and misinformed and deceived His Excellency Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak with their own kind of reports.
He expressed respect for the governor's leadership and character, acknowledging his commitment to fairness.
Truth needs no validation. And the truth about Governor Abdurrazak is that he does not take delight in causing pain to peace-loving people like the Jim Roger community. Finally, we have opened this path to true peace in our community. So we are asking for Mr. Governor's help for rectification of the mistake done. Please help us, Mr. Governor. We have no other person after God except you, after God. Mr. Governor, sir, stay blessed and take care, because we know you always stand for the truth.
Alaja Memunat, one of the prominent community members who also joined the appeal, urged Governor Abdulrazak to reconsider and recognize the community's choice for the role, hoping that the governor will take action to ensure the voice is honored in selecting a representative leader. Prime Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, has announced that President Bola Tinubu's economic policies have now reached the results delivery stage. The minister made this known at an interactive session with the Senate Committee on Finance at the National Assembly Complex in Abuja. He further expressed appreciation for Nigerians' endurance with the side effects of the economic reforms, which, according to him, have begun to yield results. The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has called for data on the internally displaced persons in Nigeria, as well as those in the neighboring country rendered homeless by natural disaster. A statement issued on Thursday by the Chief Press Secretary to the Deputy Speaker, Levinos, quoted Kalu as attributing some of the displacements to the impact of natural disasters such as flooding and erosion. The Nigerian Communications Commission has announced a significant surge in daily data usage, with a 39% increase from last year, averaging 336 gigabytes per second. The Executive Vice Chairman, Maida Wada, shared his insights at the 93rd Telecom Consumer Parliament in Abuja. He said the growth underscores the country's shift towards a data-driven lifestyle. The Lagos State government has called on independent power producers and energy solution firms to submit bids for constructing gas-fired power plants to bridge the state's persistent electricity gap. Ministry of Energy and Ministerial Resources, in partnership with the Office of Public-Private Partnerships, made the call for the initiative to enhance Lagos power supply through the Clean Lagos Electricity market. And that'll be all on Just Event Online News at 9. Here's a recap of the story. Tinubu seeks stronger democracy, urged media to hold officials accountable. Federal government begins free C-sections to combat maternal mortality. NASDAQ's past sector reforms seek end to grid collapses. Jimbaja community appeals to Governor Abdul Razak against impostor king. Minister says economic reforms now in results delivery stage. Reps demand data on citizens displaced by natural disaster. Nigerians use 336 GB per second, says NCC. Lagos invites bidders to build power plants. Thank you for watching Just Event Online News. Remember, being peaceful doesn't mean you are weak or not competent. Rather, it shows that you are responsible. For more news, visit www.justeventonline.com and to read more updates. Follow us on our social media platforms with a tab at Just Event Online. You can also send us an email on justeventonline@gmail.com. I am Hanifat Ismail. Good night.